Facebook Live and my YouTube, my Twitter Live for my Wellbeing Wednesday. So I'm just going to hang on a second and wait for somebody to let me know they can see me. Because it's what's happening is people can hear me, but they're not able to see me. All working now. Brilliant. Excellent. So at my third time lucky, I will attempt to do this week's Wellbeing Wednesday. So which has actually caused me an awful lot of stress, which is going to tie in quite nicely with what I'm going to talk to you about with breathing. So breathing affects our whole body, as does our stress levels, and mine right now are right up here. When we breathe, it helps relax us and calm us down. But over the last, over gosh knows how long, not breathing properly has become it's become a way of life. We are potentially breathing through our nose and breathing out through our mouth, but we're only sort of using this part of our body to breathe. Or we're breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our nose. So we're not filling the whole body as we need it with the air we need to de-stress us. So, this whole breathing here, it's adding to the stress, and the stress is adding to the stress breeds bad breathing, and bad breathing breeds stress. So it's a vicious circle. And when we're not breathing properly, our sympathetic nervous system isn't working properly either, and it leaves us in a permanent state of our fight or flight, which, so when you're feeling like that all the time, it's causing the low breathing, and the low breathing is causing that. It's that vicious circle. But also with how culture works today, we're also very, especially for women, we're all very conscious of the fact we kind of need to look thin. We need to look that bit thinner, that flatter stomach. So by holding our stomach in quite a lot, that's also restricting our breathing. So if you try it with me now, if you squeeze your stomach in, to give yourself that slightly more attractive silhouette, and then try to take a deep breath, you can't breathe any further than down here. That's not serving you. So this is why, over the years, it's actually, breathing is not becoming a dying art, because obviously we're all breathing, otherwise we'd all be dead. But the art of breathing properly is becoming less and less practiced. So when we're not breathing properly, it's affecting our white blood cells and the proteins that are assisting our immune system responses. So, when we're only breathing here, where these muscles in our neck and our shoulders, they're not relaxing, they're remaining stressed, and that's causing us headaches and the neck pain and the shoulder pain. So, and by not breathing properly, it's a very common thing that helps a panic attack happen. Many years ago, without realizing it, I wasn't breathing properly. I would suffer from pins and needles around my lips and in my fingers. And it was because I wasn't taking in the air properly, and it wasn't populating my body. And it did actually at one occasion, because I was feeling so iffy, it led to a full-on panic attack. So, and also if you're only doing the shallow breathing, it's going to affect your brain function, your cognitive function and reactions are going to be limited by it. So by taking in a proper breath, which is where you breathe in through your nose, but you feel the breath go all the way down, filling the lungs out and straight into the diaphragm, that actually is going to help you. It opens the lungs, it makes the chest and the shoulder and the neck muscles work that little bit more, which is going to relieve tension on them. So I'm going to do a couple of breathing exercises with you so that hopefully you can feel the difference, and it's going to make you want to regularly do some proper breathing exercises. So the first exercise, it's quite a simple one. It's best if you can do it with your eyes closed. So to do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night is ideal. But you can also do it during a meeting or something like that. It's just, obviously that would look a bit odd if you've got suddenly got your eyes closed in the middle of a meeting. But all we're simply going to do is breathe in through our nose, and we're going to feel the air. We're going to suck the air down through our lungs. We're going to feel our lungs expand, and we're going to feel the air end up down in our diaphragm and in our stomach area. So we're going to do that. We're going to breathe in. We're now going to hold, so we're going to breathe in for the count of 5. So it's a nice, slow, deep breath, and you want to feel it. Imagine your breath's got a golden thread attached to it, and you can just feel that, you can see this golden thread flowing all the way down. So we can feel the breath there. So we're going to do that over the count of 5, and then we're going to hold our breath for the count of 6. I'm not going to count while attempting to hold my breath because it's just going to look silly. But then we're going to breathe out for a count of 7. But we're not just going to go. We're going to breathe out slowly and purposefully through our mouth. And we are going to feel the air coming back up from our diaphragm. We're going to feel it leaving the lungs, and we're going to feel it coming out through our mouth. So, we're not going to go. It's a nice slow count of 7. So altogether, we've got an intake of 5, a hold of 6, and then a breathe out for 7. Now, just from that one cycle, you should already feel a little less tension in your shoulders, but you should also have noticed the difference that you've actually engaged this part of your body as well, because you've filled it with air. So now the ideal way to do this is to practice this over a 5-minute period. So you're getting lots of the little breaths in. It's going to take the pressure off your shoulders, and you're going to notice the difference. And as I say, it's great to do that with your eyes closed. 5 minutes to yourself, at the end of a meeting, take time out. If you're sitting watching something with the family if you're sitting watching something on television with the family, that's another great one to do, because you're actually having a downtime. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, and try and do it a few times during the day as well, because during the day your stress levels are building up and you don't realize it. And it's not until you do that exercise to breathe, with the breathing in and the breathing out properly, that you notice the difference here. So that's the first exercise. Now, the second exercise, again, it's also quite a subtle one. So again, you could sneak away with it in a meeting. But again, you can do it any time of the day. When you're watching a video, you can be doing it. When you're watching television, while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. So it's quite simple. Again, it's breathing in and breathing out. So you're going to breathe in through your nose. But while you're breathing in through your nose, you're going to cup your hand like this. And you see in the middle here, there's a little point there. Now, this is a reflexology point that attaches to your solar plexus, which is way down here where our breath's going to be going. And it's also where we hold an awful lot of tension. If you think about when you're stressed, one of the places you can be affected is you can feel that little knot of tension in your stomach. So this is going to link in with that little part of your solar plexus where you can feel. So we're going to breathe in through our nose. And as we're doing that, we're going to breathe in for the count of 3. And as we're breathing in, we're going to press that reflexology point in our hand. And then again, we're going to hold our breath. But while we're holding our breath for 3, we're going to massage. We're just going to rub our thumb around in that little solar plexus point for the count of 3. And then as we're breathing out for 3, we're just going to let go. Now, again, this is done best with your eyes closed because it adds to that feeling of relaxation, but it's quite simply. So I'm trying to put my hand at an angle where you can see it. So press and breathe in. Massage for the 3. And then breathe out and let go. And you're going to do that 3 times on the right and 3 times on the left hand. And that's just another little cycle of breathing exercises or a breathing exercise that's going to help you calm down here. It's going to get your body working better as well, because you're taking that oxygen in, you're filling your body with it. It's helping the body work, it's helping the body stress, it's helping the muscles work. As I said, you know, when you're only breathing here, you're not, your lungs aren't expanding, your chest muscles aren't expanding. So it's a way of get almost a mini workout. You know, and breathing, it's a practice we can do. Yes, of course, we're always breathing, but breathing properly is a practice we can do all the time. It doesn't cost us anything to do it. We don't have to have a gym membership. The weather doesn't have to be good. We don't have to only do a breathing outside. We can't, you know, we're not put off by the weather. We can do it anytime, any time of day. And the more often you do it, the more often you will notice the change, and it will become a second net. You know, you will instantly start to feel the tension in your shoulders much, much sooner. And you can obviously, you know, just with those two exercises, automatically do a de-stress. So, and what's the great thing about it is, you know, when you're breathing up here, it kind of blinkers you, but when you're breathing in properly, it almost opens up what's around you to you more. It's not just, you know, you're not just, because you expand, it sort of opens your eyes and your mind that little bit more as well. So, you know, if you do want to go out for a walk and do some breathing exercises, you can get that extra bit more benefit, because you'll take in that extra around you. It helps take the blinkers off. So those are my two little breathing tips that, as I say, they're easy to practice. I hope you found them helpful. Please let me know in the comments. And yes, thank you for finally joining me on my Wellbeing Wednesday, when we finally went live that everyone could see and hear me. So I hope you found it beneficial, and I will see you next Wednesday back at 11 o'clock, technology willing, for next week's Wellbeing Wednesday with me, Alex, at Find Your Fabulous. Thank you.